بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد. Indeed, all praises for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who has guided us, the one whom we ask for guidance, the one whom we seek forgiveness in. And I bear witness and I testify that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah. He is alone and He has no partners. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is His final messenger. Imam Bukhari rahimahullah narrates in his Sahih on the authority of Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, ثلاثة من كن فيه وجد حلاوة الإيمان أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. That the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, there are three things that whosoever has them, that you will find that they will taste the sweetness of Iman. And in another version, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, also in the Sahih, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, لا يوجد حلاوة الإيمان إلا من فيه ثلاثة خصال أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. That you will not find the sweetness of Iman except for a person who has three specific qualities. Your Lord and my Lord and His Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam be more beloved to you or to the person than anything and everything else. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger are more beloved to the person than anything and everything else. This is the first quality. So what does that mean? That He places Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves and those whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves above everything and everyone else. As the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in another narration, it is reported that he said that none of you truly believes until what I came with is more beloved to him, or he puts it forward more than anything else. What I came with. Yeah? So the first characteristic is what? Allah and His Messenger. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the second characteristic is أن يحب المرء لا يحبه إلا لله. That a person, he loves another person for the sake of Allah. And he doesn't love them except for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, two people, they love each other for the sake of Allah. They don't love each other for business. I'm only your friend because, I have to do a business deal with you. You don't love him because he gave you a car. You don't love him only because he gives you gifts all the time. No, you love him for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You love him because he's a Muslim, he's your brother. You love him solely and purely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the third characteristic is that the person detests going back to kufr. After Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has guided him, that he would hate more than anything to return to the kufr that he was in before, to that balala and to that misguidance that he was in before he was guided. Yeah? As much as he would hate being thrown into a fire. And in another narration or another version, it is reported that it said that he would hate returning to kufr as much as he would hate being chopped into little pieces and thrown into a fire. So what are the three characteristics, really quickly?
Someone who they love someone for the sake of Allah, meaning for Allah.
He loves for the sake of Allah, okay.
Someone who they're afraid or don't want to go back to kufar and to be ignorant as much as being cut up small pieces and thrown into the fire. And the first one is someone who does only for Allah. He everything he does is for Allah. But whatever Allah comes with, whether he personally likes it or not, he goes with it because Allah said to do it.
Close.
Close? Can I try back?
No. The first one, the Messenger of Allah said what? For a person to put Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for him to love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger more than anything and everyone else. And the second is for someone to love a person for the sake of Allah and only for the sake of Allah. And the third is for him to hate and detest going back and falling back into kufr after he's been guided, as much as he hates being thrown into a fire. Does anybody like being thrown into a fire, being burnt? You know, being burnt or being chopped into pieces and then being thrown into a fire after being cooked? That's something everybody would hate. So you would hate falling into kufr the same way. And if you think about it, it's if you fall into kufr, eventually if you fall into kufr and die upon kufr and shirk, وَعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنْ ذَلِكَ, the fire is your abode. Yes? So there's a comparison here that's being made. Anyhow. So what I want to focus on is the first characteristic. Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that a person loves Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger more than anything and everyone else. So how do you know if you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? How do you know?
If you're following whatever kitab is the ability, whether you like
You make Allah first. Anything that you
make Allah first.
You protect the duties that you have to do with Allah.
Protect your duties.
You like on time for salah and stuff. Trying to perfect your ibadah to the best of your ability.
Okay.
Let's say if
what is the scale? Like, how can you really tell if you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Ibn al-Qayyim, he mentioned, he says, وَكَذَلِكَ مَحَبَّةُ كَلَامُ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّهُ مِنْ عَلَامَاتِ مَحَبَّةِ اللَّهِ. That loving the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran. Because if you check, loving the Quran is a sign or a symbol or a signpost that you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he says, rahimahullah, وَإِذَا أَرَدْتَ أَن تَعْلَمْ مَا عِنْدَكَ وَعِنْدَ غَيْرِكَ مِنْ مَحَبَّةِ اللَّهِ فَانْظُرْ إِلَى مَحَبَّةِ الْقُرْآنِ. And if you want to see and if you want to know what you have of the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or someone else, how much they love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, see how much they love the Quran, the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he says, and you see with the heart of the person, do they love the Quran? Or do someone, mathalan, if someone loves music, if someone loves music, does the person who loves music and following his desires and the likes of this, does that person love those things more than you love the Quran? If you truly love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His speech would be the most beloved thing to you. This is what we have from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself. If you love a person, you always love what? Talking to them, listening to them, hearing what they have to say, obeying their commands. When they tell you something, you do it because you love them from your heart. So, in the same way, if you want to know if you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, see if you love the Quran. Do you spend time with the Quran? This is the month of Ramadan, right? شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. This is the month of the Quran. How much time do you spend with the Quran in this month? Much less any other month. How much time do you spend reading the Quran? How many ajza of the Quran did you read today? Seriously, how many times? We're almost halfway through Ramadan. Have you finished the Quran yet? Have you completed it? Do you spend an hour on the Quran? This is true. Like, you have to ask yourself. If you don't check yourself, then you'll be brought to account and you have nothing. So, how much time do you spend with the Quran? Mathalan, how many juz do you read a day? And not just reading it or looking at it, or putting it in a high place in your house, but how much do you act upon what you're reading? Do you understand what you're reading? And if you don't understand what you're reading, what's stopping you from trying to understand what you're reading? This is wahi. This is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one that you claim to love. So what's stopping you from learning the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from memorizing it, from putting it into action? Uncle Faz, what's stopping a person from learning the Quran and learning what it means?
Only death.
Only death. Ahsan. So if a person loves Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it means he loves the Quran, right?
Depends on his belief.
Depends on his belief. Allah musta'an. So, how much time did you spend? How many juz did you read? How many do you know? What do you try to put into practice from the Quran? What do you know from the Quran? Do you let 10, 20, 30 years pass you by and you haven't done anything? Every day you say, I'm going to do it tomorrow, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I have to wait for a sheikh. You know, I don't know how to read Quran properly. Let me just listen to it. Even listen to it is good. Reading it is better though. How many hasanat do you get from reading a single letter of the Quran?
11.
What does the hadith say? 11.
10.
Okay. So, check how much you love the Quran and how much time you spend with the Quran. Because when you love someone, you know, if you love your wife or a brother loves his wife, what does he do? He spends a lot of time with her. He always wants to be around her. He's listening to her.
Too much time.
Too much time with her. Allah musta'an. So look, how much time are you spending with the Quran? You claim to love Allah, the one who created you, the one who gave you everything that you have and made you everything that you are, has provided for you, has given you everything, has allowed you to go to school, has allowed you to work, has given you food on your plate every day. How much do you love Him? How much do you want to spend time with His book? Uthman radiallahu anh, he said, or it was reported that he said, if our hearts had been pure, if our hearts were pure, then they would never ever have its fill from the Quran. The pure heart is readily accepting of the Quran. The pure heart knows what it wants. It loves Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and so it wants to be close to Him. It wants to spend time with Him. So especially in this month, Ramadan, the month of the Quran, as everyone always says, the month that the Quran was sent down in, we should strive to fix our broken connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is the difference between us and the Sahaba, or us and the Tabi'een? One of the righteous men, he said, the difference between us and them is our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our connection is broken, or is non-existent in many cases. We're busy with the dunya, we're busy with work, we're busy with school, we're busy with trying to get married. And we completely forget what our reason for being here is. Our reason for being here is, well, what's our reason for being created? To worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's our reason for being here. So we get so distracted and caught up with everything that's going on that we forget that we actually have a reason for being here. And we forget how to go about getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We've forgotten who He is. We don't know His names and His attributes. We don't spend time with His book. Every time we try to look for help or for guidance, we go here and we go there, we ask this brother, we ask this sheikh, we ask this parent, we ask this relative, and we forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when He is the first person that we should ask if we're in trouble. He's the first person we should turn to when we need help. What did the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he tell Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu? إِذَا سَأَلْتَ فَاسْأَلِ اللَّهِ وَإِذَا اسْتَعَنْتَ فَاسْتَعِنْ بِاللَّهِ. If you ask for something, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you're seeking help for something, seek help with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The righteous Salaf, our predecessors, may Allah have mercy on them, some of them used to say that they would ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the laces on His shoes. Some of them would say, I used to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not only for the food that I want to eat, I would ask Him even for the salt on my food. Just goes to show you the different relationship that they had with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And why did they have this relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Because they had a relationship with His book. Nafi', the free slave of Ibn Umar, rahimahullah, he was asked about Ibn Umar. How did he used to spend his time? So he would mention, he said that he would spend his time when the time for Salah came, he'd go to the masjid and he'd be in the first row. And when he left the masjid, he'd go back to his house and his time would be spent between the mushaf covers. He spent all his time reading the Quran because he wanted to spend time with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He wanted to love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you love someone, you spend time with them. So Ibn Mas'ud, rahimahullah, he narrates that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam came up to him one day and he said, "Iqra alayya." He said, "Read to me." To Ibn Mas'ud, rahimahullah, he says, "How can I read to you? And it was revealed to you. How am I going to read the Quran and, we learn the Quran from you. How am I going to read it to you?" So the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, "Iqra." He said, "Read. Because I love to hear it from other than me." Even the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam loves to hear the Quran. So, Ibn Mas'ud says, so he started reading from Surah Nisa until he reached the ayah, فَكَيْفَ إِذَا جِئْنَا مِنْ كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ بِشَهِيدٍ وَجِئْنَا بِكَ عَلَى هَؤُلَاءِ شَهِيدًا فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم حسبك. And Ibn Mas'ud says, فرفع رأسه فإذا عيناه رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فإذا عينا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم تذرفان من البكاء أو كما قال رحمه الله رضي الله عنه. Ibn Mas'ud, he says, so I read until I reached the verse, فَكَيْفَ إِذَا جِئْنَا مِنْ كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ بِشَهِيدٍ. So how is it going to be when we bring a witness from every single ummah that came before all of the previous nations? We're going to bring a shaheed against them, a witness against them, that they did this and they did that and they didn't obey the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَجِئْنَا بِكَ عَلَى هَؤُلَاءِ شَهِيدًا. And we bring you, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, against your ummah as a witness. And in another verse, in Surah, not Ahzab, in Surah Furqan, Surah Furqan. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? It says, وَقَالَ الرَّسُولُ يَا رَبِّي إِنَّ قَوْمِ اتَّخَذُوا هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ مَهْجُورًا. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us will happen? وَقَالَ الرَّسُولُ, and the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, يَا رَبِّي, O my Lord, إِنَّ قَوْمِ اتَّخَذُوا هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ مَهْجُورًا. That verily my people have taken this Quran and they boycotted it, turned their backs to it, left it. They stopped making halal what is halal in it and making haram what is haram in it. They left it off completely. They turned away from it. Do we want to be like those who the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the one who is most beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from His creation, when He bears witness against them, do we want to be like that? From the people who the Messenger will bear witness. Sadiq al-Masduq will bear witness against them that they turned away from the Quran. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's protection from that. And we ask Him to make us from those who use the Quran, who benefit from the Quran, who love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and spend time with the Quran. And spend time with the Quran, to learn the Quran, to learn what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down from the guidance and the clarification. So we know what He loves and what He has ordained upon us and what He has told us to stay away from. So we can fulfill our objective from being here. And that is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the khutbah today, as the brothers would remember, Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah, he mentioned that several times where a person hopes for the acceptance of dua. And one of those times was? No, the last hour after Asr, before Maghrib. So inshallah, I hope that the brothers and the sisters and everybody that's watching will make use of this time on this blessed day at this blessed time and make dua for themselves and their families and for the Muslims. And for me, inshallah, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have mercy on me and to increase us all. If there's any questions.
Yes. A person who does not fast, I asked Sheikh Mufti about this, who cannot fast for one reason or another, whether illnesses or something other thing, some of their old age, whatever. They should feed someone for 30 days, right? How many meals? 1 meal, 2 meals, 3 meals?
1 meal.
1 meal? Even if it's a fasting person?
You mean feed the fasting person?
No, a person who is fasting might be poor.
I don't understand.
A person might be very poor, right? But he fasts, right? You can feed him too? Feed that person?
The poor fasting person?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can feed the poor fasting person. It doesn't have to be a poor, not fasting person.
Because somebody was telling me today, right, that somebody told that person that, you can pay somebody to fast for you. I said I've never heard anything of that. The only act of ibadah is that I know of is that you can pay someone to do hajj for you. That is unconditioned.
Any other questions?
Can you explain the second and the third?
Not right now. Nobody?
You said it will be thrown into hell.
What?
Lecture? Something about somebody will be thrown into hell.
I mentioned at the end of the hadith, not that they will be, if someone dies upon kufr, that they'll be thrown into the fire.
Can you put it in the mic? I think there's a question they didn't hear upstairs.
What is the question?
They didn't hear the lecture upstairs. They got caught on after like halfway.
Came late.
No, somebody didn't turn on the speaker upstairs.
Oh.
That's
So what is
how the whole. Can you just repeat the hadith if you can, please?
the hadith? Yeah. So Imam Bukhari rahimahullah, he narrates on the authority of Anas ibn Malik radiallahu anhu that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says that ثلاثة من كن فيه وجد حلاوة الإيمان, that there are 3 characteristics, that whosoever has these 3 characteristics will taste the sweetness of Iman, of faith. And in another narration, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says لا يجد حلاوة الإيمان إلا من كان فيه 3 خصال, that no one will taste or find the sweetness of Iman, of faith, except if they have these 3 characteristics. The first, he mentioned, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, أن يكون الله ورسوله أحب إليه مما سواهما, that Allah and His Messenger, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, be more beloved to that person than everything and anything else. And the second, أن يحب المرأة لا يحبه إلا لله, for a person to love another person only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and nothing else. And the third and final characteristic, أن يكره أن يرجع في الكفر بعد إذ أنقذه الله منه كما يكره أن يلقى في النار, that a person would hate to return to kufr as he would hate to be thrown into a fire.
Barakallahu feekum.
Any other questions?
I'm looking online real quick. What's ruling on? Some people say that, if you go some places like Dubai or Saudi, they have museums that have things that the Prophet wore or a piece of his hair, or things like that. Are those things? Some of them think. I heard some places they said that these are just fake. Just people just make stuff up so people can go there and spend money. Allah. Is there any virtues in that?
Allah knows best. Allah knows best if what they're claiming is true to begin with.
No.
So the questioner, he asked that some of these museums in certain Muslim countries and things like that, they have certain pieces of armor, swords, hair from the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And if there's any virtue into going, paying money to see these things. We say Allah knows best, first and foremost, if those things are actually from the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A lot of people can say a lot of things.
No.
The reason being also, especially with the hair of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a lot of the tabi'een and the salaf and the ulama of the past, if they got a hair from the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they used to ask to be buried with it. A lot of them used to ask to be buried with it. So a lot of times you won't really find like a hair from the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But Allah knows best what was kept and what wasn't from the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
And does it have any virtue, as you said, the tabi'in?
To go pay money to see it?
No. If you do find it, like, is there any virtues? Like, you see some people worshiping, but you know. But you know what I mean?
We worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't worship the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We don't worship his hair. We worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
No.
We make sujood to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and not to the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us those who love Him, love His word, love His messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Because there's no love that is actually more beneficial than this kind of love. And one of the greatest proofs that a heart is empty of the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that it is attached to something else. To music, to satanic instruments, to singing, to something other than listening to the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If a heart truly had the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in it, it would love to hear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's word and nothing else. And if the heart was pure, it would never have its fill from the Quran. That's what Uthman radiallahu anhu said. Sheikh Jamil, you got a question?
Is there any more ways to get the love of Allah?
To get the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبِكُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says in Surah Imran that say, if you truly love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to follow me, yani the messenger of Allah, to follow Him, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will love you. So from the greatest ways of gaining the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to follow the messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions. Whatever He gives you, take it, and whatever He tells you to stay away from, you stay away from. You follow His way, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will love you. And your claim, inshallah, will be true. That you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything else? Nope. On the topic or off the topic?